Hello everyone, welcome to Drishti IAS. My name is 𝐶𝐢 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬 and in this video let us talk about the rising pollution levels in Delhi NCR as it aligns with the environment section of our examination. So data was recorded this morning at 5:30 AM at 38 monitoring stations and it was found that the air quality in Delhi has deteriorated a lot. So the AQI surged to very poor and severe categories with readings exceeding 400 also in several areas. So 36 out of the 38 monitoring zones, they were in the red zone, which means that the pollution levels were very, very high. So before we understand what could be the possible reasons behind this rise, let's first see what this AQI means. So AQI or air quality index, this is basically a number, an index which tells us how polluted is the air that we breathe. So this checks some key pollutants. It measures some key pollutants. There are 6 key pollutants. First, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, PM 2.5 and PM 10. Nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, PM 2.5 and PM 10. Please note that you do not have carbon dioxide here. This could be an easily confusing option that you can find in your examination. So carbon dioxide is not a key pollutant that AQI measures. It measures these 6 key pollutants, and this PM 2.5, the particulate matter 2.5, is even more dangerous than PM 10 because it is finer and it can penetrate deeper into our lungs. So these are some key pollutants that this AQI measures, this index measures, and it tells us how polluted our air is by dividing it into 6 categories. What are these categories? First is 0 to 50, 51 to 100, 101 to 200, 201 to 300, 301 to 400 and 401 and above. So these are the 6 categories. 0 to 50 is good, 51 to 100 is satisfactory, 100 to 200 is moderate, 201 to 300 is poor, 301 to 400 very poor, and 401 and above is severe. So AQI tells us how polluted our air is by categorizing it into these 6 different categories, and right now the AQI of Delhi is in the very poor and severe category. This is an alarming situation. Now let's understand what could be the possible reasons behind this rise. So the first and foremost reason was firecrackers emission. Now, despite Supreme Court's directive of using green crackers only because they emit 30 to 50% of less pollution, despite the directive, despite of giving regular normal hours that these are the only hours where you can burst your firecrackers, despite that there were severe violations that were seen. In fact, I'm sure you would also have noticed these violations in your neighborhood. So firecracker emissions was the major reason behind this AQI worsening in Delhi. Then temperature inversion also happens during this time because it is the winter season, the temperature is cooler, the winds are slower, so the pollutants, they get trapped easily. So because of this temperature inversion, smog is there, pollution is there, and then also our AQI basically deteriorates. So firecracker emissions happened, then temperature inversion happened, then stubble burning happens in this season. Stubble burning is a persistent problem in our neighboring states like Punjab, Haryana, UP also. So we see stubble burning happening despite the decline in stubble burning. So stubble burning has declined significantly because now we are using different kinds of technologies. We're using happy seeder technology and all these things are happening. So the policy shift has happened and violations are basically heavily fined. So we see lesser stubble burning happening, but still stubble burning does remain a major cause of AQI rise in the Delhi NCR region. And one of the possible reasons of stubble burning is also climate change. How? So because of the late onset of monsoon, paddy is basically harvested at a later duration, at a later time, and then because of this we are left with a very small window for sowing of wheat. So to get rid of residue even more quickly, farmers basically rely on just burning the stubble instead of converting it into a biochar or any other form of bioelectricity. They just want to get rid of it quickly because the window for sowing wheat has now narrowed down because of the late onset of monsoon. So this climate change is also one of the major reasons for stubble burning that's happening. And then we always have our vehicular emissions, because these are urban areas, there are constructions, there are vehicles, so we have vehicular emissions. But a major reason for this AQI rise today in the today morning in Delhi NCR was because of firecracker emissions and the temperature inversion that basically allows all these pollutants to be trapped in our lower atmosphere only. So these were some possible reasons for the AQI rise in Delhi NCR. And then what can be our recommendations here, because there are major health implications of all these things, and especially the vulnerable section, like you have your elderly population or the people who are already dealing with respiratory disorders, children or physically handicapped. All these people, they face these challenges even more. So to get rid of all these things, there are some recommendations. First is that you limit your outdoor activity. Please step out only if it is needed. You limit your outdoor activities because environmentalists, they are basically saying, the doctors, they're basically saying that right now the environment is such, it is equivalent, the air is so bad that it is equivalent to smoking dozens of cigarettes altogether. So that is why please limit your activities, outdoor activities, as much as you can. Use masks. If you have to step outside, please use masks. Otherwise, please do not step outside if it is not needed. So these are some recommendations that you must be following so that you can just save yourselves from these harmful effects of the rising AQI at this moment. And please, let's do our bit to keep the environment and atmosphere as clean as we can. So that was all for today's video. Now let's attempt this question for prelims. Consider the following statements about air pollution in Delhi NCR. 1. Temperature inversion during winter can trap pollutants close to the ground, worsening air quality. 2. Stubble burning in Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh significantly contributes to Delhi's air pollution in post-monsoon months. 3. PM 2.5 particles are larger than PM 10 particles and are less harmful to human health. Which of the above statements is or are correct? A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, or D, 1, 2 and 3 only. Please attempt this question and provide your answers in the comment section, and we will meet in a new video. Thank you for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.